Hare Krishna. See people as subjects with volition, not objects for indoctrination. When we study a spiritual message, and often when that spiritual message is taught by an organization, we may be apprehensive that, oh, is this some kind of cult that brainwashes? So, am I being indoctrinated in something? So, if we look at the Bhagavad Gita's method, it is not at all a method of indoctrination. Indoctrination means that people are, by repeated propaganda, made to believe some things and made to do some things, so that eventually people become like zombies. This is how you have to think, this is how you have to eat, this is how you have to act. And then people basically lose their volition. Now, the Bhagavad Gita doesn't have that attitude at all. The Bhagavad Gita recognizes us to be spiritual beings who have our free will. And we see Krishna is God himself. But even he does not try to indoctrinate Arjuna. He appeals to Arjuna's reason. Nowhere in the Bhagavad Gita does Krishna tell Arjuna, because I am saying this, so you have to do it. And if you don't do this, you are lost. And you are going to go to hell. No, Krishna doesn't argue like that. Krishna gives reasoned philosophical arguments and explanations for telling what he should do and why he should do it. And going further, if we see, what Krishna says is that at the end of the Bhagavad Gita, he says in 18.63, Vimrishaita dasheshena yathechasi tatha kuru. Vimrishaita dasheshena. That now you deliberate deeply on this. Deliberate and then yathechasi tatha kuru. Then you do as you desire. This means Krishna is appealing to Arjuna's intelligence and then recognizing his volition, recognizing that you have free will, Arjuna, you do what you want. And when 10 verses later in 18.73, when Arjuna chooses to act according to Krishna's will, when he says Karishye Vachanam Tava, that is because he voluntarily and intelligently is choosing this. And he chooses this as an expression of his affection, as an expression of his love for Krishna. So with this vision of love, the underlying, now love also involves acting according to one's beloved. But that doesn't mean that the lovers have no independent will. Rather, they have volition and they, out of their love, choose to act in accordance, in harmony with their object of love. So the Bhagavad Gita's philosophy, rather than trying to indoctrinate, actually it elevates. It elevates our vision, it elevates our consciousness, and it reveals an immortal love. And when that revelation of immortal love touches our heart, it inspires us to enter into that world of love. So it is only by appealing to people's head and appealing to people's heart. So appealing to people's head means explaining the philosophy. Appealing to people's heart means explaining the love that underlies and unifies the philosophy, the message of the Gita. That is how there is transformation that takes place. And if people are treated as just objects for indoctrination, then questions are not entertained. If questions are asked, the questions are considered blasphemous. And overall intellectual inquiry is frowned upon, and blind adherence is demanded. So when that sort of thing happens, then we can be more reserved and suspicious that this might be something like a cult. But when there is inquiry encouraged, in fact invited, Krishna asks Arjuna, have you understood? That means in the previous verse, in 18.72, he is asked, have you understood everything? The commentators say that this implies that Krishna is ready to repeat, clarify whatever is required. So when there is a culture of objective inquiry, then what follows is the harmony of love, which is entirely different from any kind of cultish brainwashing or indoctrination. Actually, it is the ultimate fulfillment of the human heart in its union with the divine heart. Thank you. Hare Krishna.